So to get it started, this is a maintenance development meeting. And I know just really it's just an overview on a situation with different signage in the area. I'm gonna go I'm City Councilor Malo Brown, chair, and I just gonna go around and if everyone would please introduce themselves. I see Alvin.
So Orlando Alban, manager of Acme Auto.
And I see Betsy.
Betsy Johnson, advocate with Walk Bike Springfield, who's been waiting to hear back from you about making a presentation to this committee and not hearing back but timely today that this is when the Walk Massachusetts happened to release its third annual crash report, with Springfield once again being the deadliest community in Massachusetts for pedestrians. So very concerned that we are not doing enough to keep in fact, we had the most people killed in roadway accidents of every community in Massachusetts this year.
Yes.
I mean, so something has to be done.
And
I
thank
mean,
you for,
and we got this
Ms. Johnson.
award. We got this award 2 years ago too.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Johnson. It's a pleasure for you to be here. And as far as the actual meeting, you should have received an email from our office. I don't know why you weren't on it. I do have a copy of it. And well, I'll make sure that you get it. Okay. I already talked to and this I want to stay on subject, but it is something that I'm waiting on Chris Signoli. He said he'd be able to have a meeting later on. I believe he said later on in this month is what he said to me. And it's in the email. So I'll forward you the email.
We
send me just
Liz Stevens. Liz
we'll
Stevens
get to it.
Nothing. I hadn't gotten anything.
Well, we'll get to it after. Just take my number. You got my number, Betsy? Take my number down, please. 413-316-4743. And anybody who knows me know they can call me anytime. And it's not difficult to get a hold of me. Actually, I'm chief of staff to State Rep Bo Williams, and his local office number is my cell phone. So it's very easy to get a hold of me.
I've got some constituents who have begged to differ.
Well, luckily, luckily they're not, they didn't decide my unanimous win. Next, who else is on here?
Hi, Councilor Brown. I'm Xiomara Alban Delabato here in support of what we're going to be hearing and discussing with Acme Auto and the signage. I'm also the Vice President and Chief of Staff with the Economic Development Council.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. Basically, we're here. I can basically go a quick review, and I'll give the mic to Mr. Alban from Acme. I know it was a situation that you guys were going through as far as new tenant over there. A lot of times when it comes to the new developments and things in the area, I really want to make sure that they're really neighborhood friendly. I know even with that area, Gordon Pulsifer has worked with the different crosswalks to make it a little more safer. I know at AIC, they try to do a little things with their crosswalks. I was an individual who was there when a unfortunate accident, a person there was hurt. Well, not hurt, killed. And we had to do something. A lot of times I know Ms. Johnson's passion, signage and crosswalks, different things, they all come into play.
We're just trying to be proactive
Yeah,
rather than having to wait. till there's
excuse me,
death.
Miss Betsy. Usually in my in committee meetings, they're not like just, you know, you can have a opportunity to speak if you please raise your hand. There is a certain type of order that you have to have in these meetings in order for everyone to be able to participate in them. So if you would please raise your hand, I'll allow you to speak. I definitely I love the passion. Okay. But Mr. Albin, can you just briefly go on with your issue, please?
So we've been there in business for 30 years. You know, when the Firestone building that was converted into the apartments, which is a great thing for the city of Springfield, you know, we welcomed it, but we didn't anticipate the issues we're going to have with the street. Our bays, we have 3 bays coming down the street, and we try to pull out, you know, there's parked vehicles on one side, and if you've been down that street, you understand that there's not a lot of room to maneuver. And on top of that, it's a safety issue, I believe, because, you know, if there's fire trucks, or, you know, there's a business at the end of the street that has a factory for some type of chemicals, and they have 18-wheelers coming down that street. You know, I don't think it's very safe when we're pulling out of our bays, and then there's parked vehicles across the street. And that's what our issue is. And it's also hindering our business just because of the back and forth with the tenants and the parked vehicles.
Okay, and I know and I know that you guys have spoken with traffic and you guys have been working with them. I know they had it all in the committee and everything. Didn't you guys go to some of that stuff from?
Correct. And initially we had asked for just, you know, during business time, and they offered, you know, that we should look for the tollway zone, just because of the issue of people just parking there and then having the city having, you know, to issue out, you know, patrol cars to give out tickets, and then going further into that dilemma. So, I mean, that was offered through the committee, that recommendation. So,
And it was a tollway zone based on business hours, am I correct? Or was it tollway zone based on?
they just said tollway zone. I mean, if it's just business hours, I'm fine with that. You know, it's not a problem with me.
Okay. Because what it seems like, because I do know as far as like over in that area, there is issues when it comes to the fire, you know, the fire stations with the trucks being able to get back and forth. And there's no handicap over there either. Did you guys talk anything about the handicap?
Well, we noticed that there is no handicap ramps anywhere near that side of the building. If you go down a little further near their parking lots, there is no handicapped accessible, you know, ramps for the residents of that building.
And what makes it odd is there's a sufficient parking. Why does everyone park there? There's sufficient parking. It'd be empty parking spots, like 50 empty parking spots.
I mean, there is parking spots that were, you know, there was like a basketball court down at the end that was you know, I believe the city donated that to the, you know, development, and the parking spots were created and they're empty. I mean, I'm not sure why.
Okay, and is there anyone else who would like to speak on this matter?
Yes, Councilor Brown, if I may, I think the other thing, just from just an economic development perspective in that Mason Square area, like we have been a big collaborator with, you know, Mass Development, TDI, and truly trying to amplify the businesses in that entire block. And Acme Auto Body is a very, very busy business. And like, Mr. Advan just said, they've been in operation for 30 years. And I think it really is something that I hope the council does seriously consider in putting, tow-away signs, because it's an overall hindrance and disturbance to the business, one that is very active and serves the local community there, because I do believe it's the most like full wraparound service auto body on that entire strip. Like if you go from State Street all the way down to Wilbraham Road, just the offerings that they do have for the community. And then, the safety hazard, I think that's just kind of obvious there too. And if there are already parking spots dedicated for residents of that unit already, sorry, I'm gonna put my video on. If there are already parking spots already there, then there are no additional parking spots essentially that are being taken away, because there's already dedicated parking. So again, from like an economic development perspective, one that's really looking at the large ecosystem of our businesses and our small businesses that are like major contributors to our local economy, we need to make sure that we do right by them and give them the resources and tools and setups that they need to thrive and succeed. Like what was mentioned, because there's another business at the other end of that street, it's just safer it's just more conducive, for transport, because there's a lot of big trucks that go down that street. And we'd hate to be in a situation where both businesses are really trying to do their thing and you have, resident parking there and then just completely getting in the way if there's regular transport going back and forth, and then add the emergencies that may need to access those streets. So I do think that this is something that is really in favor of a business to continue just giving back to the community and utilizing the space that they need in order to be effective and efficient.
Now, when you say, because I've seen certain businesses, even like the business around the corner, level 5 right there, they have towing based on the actual owner. Is that, you know what I mean? Like if there's someone there parked where they're not supposed to be parked, it would be like toward the owners, or maybe like towing toward a different time. Like I would want it maybe, because I wouldn't want to like maybe if someone would, what time do you guys get up in the morning? What time is your day, the business actually start? Alvin, what time do you guys open up over there?
Sorry about that. 8 a.m.
So your first customers come in around like 8?
8:30 maybe. We're there at 8.
So
I'll get it ready.
making parking, no parking from 8 till what time you guys get done down there?
6.
Like say from like 8 to 6 or 8 to 7. I mean, that would work kind of as long as it's during your
Yeah,
day.
8 to 6, 8 to 7. The only issue that from what the committee was saying, that because when I went on the committee and
Yeah.
prior to myself, there was a I believe a funeral home, and they went through the same issue. I guess there was like no parking for certain hours. And then what ends up happening is when you have parking for your certain hours, the police have to be called in. And then I guess the police have to call the tow truck. Like, so it becomes like a dilemma. And so they recommended putting a tollway zone in front of the bays. I mean, I'm good with whatever. I just don't want to take away time from, the civil service
Yeah.
resources just to tow away a car.
Yeah, but what I mean is, so once you put a tollway zone there, how about when customers actually want to park there to go into your establishment? So that wouldn't hurt it at all?
No, we have like parking spots, behind on the side for customers and in the front.
I'm talking about with the inspection, like over there where they park over there to get inspections. That's where you want them at, right?
They do, but they sit in the car with the car running. So if they have to move, they can move the car.
Okay.
So I'm not sure
I
if that's
just
an
want to
issue.
make sure you might want to have proper signage before, like proper signage. Um, maybe not.
If I may, I think, Counselor Brown, you're saying you just don't want to risk like having like a full 100% towaway sign in case customers are parked, waiting for services, and then having that be like a negative result that comes out of it.
Because because I've seen agents, like I don't know if I know over where I stay at. So even where I stay at, even where the it's right around the corner, it's based on it says the no parking only for the customers. Does that or are you gonna get told? Is that the same? Did they tell you guys that was that the same, or did they just say?
No, they didn't elaborate on that
Okay,
issue.
because that would be important to know because
Yeah.
I've seen the business have the opportunity. It'll tell you customer parking, cars will be towed.
That would be, that would be, that
You know
would
what
be
I mean?
appropriate. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I'm just I'll still reach out to Hector, um, and we'll reach back out to him before we put this back on the agenda to make sure it's proper signage,
Mhm.
That
because
makes sense.
if you can have the ability to just make the call, if that's all it is, then that's fine. Even people who might want to park there, they might want to park there and say, "Hey, can I park here?" And I'll be gone by 7. You'd be like, "Go ahead."
No, yeah, that makes sense. Not an issue.
Mhm.
So what I'll do is I'll reach back out. You guys reach back out to me. I'll reach back out to you. Um, I'll make sure that I talk to Hector. We'll try to figure out the proper signage and we'll get it back on the agenda in front of the body to see exactly because the reason why I did it on Friday because I kind of wanted to expedite it. I didn't want to. I usually for some reason things are, and I apologize. You guys didn't get a lot of the messages. Um, and I know you guys didn't get the message for the meetings and stuff. So I apologize for you guys. A lot of times we kind of, sometimes like I don't want to point, we just, we can always do better as a city, even myself. So with that, Betsy, anybody have anything? And Betsy, make sure you give me a call
Okay,
after we get off. Just give me a call, shoot me a call.
okay,
Um,
okay. Because we have a long agenda that doesn't necessarily, we'd like to do a presentation for the council that doesn't at a later date, yes, need your help in getting Chris Signoli to actually talk with us
Mhm.
and meet with us. But I think it would be useful to have you understand the full.
And I'll
And
get you,
yeah,
I'll make
I mean,
sure that
we've
we
been
make,
meeting, this group has been meeting for almost 9 years
okay.
and
Betsy, I'll make sure you
yeah.
guys even give me a call and I'll make sure you
Okay.
guys even get on, I'll make sure that you guys get on the council agenda also. So with
Okay,
the subcommittee and I'll make sure you get on the council agenda.
okay,
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 give me
that
a
would be
call.
appreciated. That's why we keep sending you all our correspondence because we don't get response from DPW and the
Okay.
traffic commission and the rest. So,
I got you. Call me any day.
okay,
I'm good with
will
the
do.
phone. Call me anytime. When you call me and
Okay.
you say I didn't pick the phone up, then get at me.
Okay, okay. It may be only, hopefully, I'll wait till after the Easter weekend. And Monday I have to take my mother to the doctors, but hopefully maybe by Monday afternoon I can give you a call.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
All
great.
right. With that in
Thank you.
mind, I want to thank everyone for coming. I know this is a lot of people's Good Friday. This is something, a lot of times I don't really do much on even this is like my Sabbath. So I thank everyone for coming. I do apologize if it did hinder people. But I am a student of the scriptures. I know, Alvin, we went to Catholic school together. So, it's good to do good. So this is
Yes.
something I know needs to be done, and it's hindering a group of good people who's helping the community. So I'll make sure that I stay on it, and I'll just make sure you reach out to me. Okay.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Counselor.
You guys have a good
All
night.
right.